Hello Instagram. I'm going live today to facilitate a full moon ceremony for you. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm also on Zoom and streaming in my Facebook group, the Shakti Code, for the participants of my e-course at the same time as going live on Instagram. So I'll just set this up. I'll wait for a few more people to jump on. So the moon just peaked about 20 minutes ago, and it's a very powerful full moon. It's the last full moon of the year. Okay, I think I'm live on Facebook. Yeah, cool. All right, I'll just shut that down so it's not playing. All right, so full moon blessings. Thank you so much for joining me this afternoon. I've been very much offline for the last month in particular, the last few months, and just starting to feel that energy stirring back up inside where I want to show up and share regularly. So the full moon is such a perfect time to do that. The full moon is the peak of our creative, fertile energy each month. It's also it's just a beautiful time to share and connect. We have more fertile creative energy, more manifesting energy, particularly if your menstrual cycle is lined up with the moon, which mine is at the moment. I'm ovulating at the moment, so it feels good to share. I feel good in myself at the moment to be able to show up. And also, you know, Cancer, it's a very interesting time. It's the Cancer full moon falls at this time every year, and Cancer governs family, the mother energy, nurturing. So it's very interesting that it falls around Christmas time, which is the time that we spend the most amount of time usually with our family. And so the full moon is also a time that it can illuminate our shadows. The moon's shining that light down and illuminating our shadows. So it's a great time for shadow work. It doesn't have that depth and internal energy as much as the new moon does. But the full moon, there's more chance to manifest and transform the shadows that are being illuminated. So I've just got a few notes here. So it's the 13th full moon of the year and the last full moon for the year. And what a crazy year we've had. Cancer is a cardinal water sign, and we've got the sun in Capricorn, and it's squaring Chiron in Aries, which is the wounded healer. So that brings up a little bit of our own self-identity. So it's very much about aligning with your flow. So it's a powerful time for ancestral healing, family patterns, and I'm sure to whatever degree something's come up for you around family at this time, noticing how your family is triggering you, noticing how much work you've actually done and how much you've been healed might be something that's come up for you as well. And so, yeah, it's very much about beliefs and programming. So if you can spend some time to contemplate what's coming up for you, what is this full moon showing you, what ancestral healing needs to be done, or acknowledging what ancestral healing has been done, and healing any family patterns, beliefs, and programs. So it's also, such a powerful time to do that because we're stepping into 2021, which is, a new beginning, the new year. And it's also, we've had such intensity this year, up and down, a lot of intensity the last month, particularly through the Scorpio season and the beginning of December. And we've got a little bit of a breather time here now. Things are sort of settled down a little bit. We can take a few deep breaths, prepared for whatever's to come. Particularly I haven't looked too much into it astrologically, but I'm feeling the Aquarius, once we get out of Capricorn and the sun's in Aquarius, I think some things will sort of come up again around that time. So yes, this year's been the greatest year of reset. It's been a great reset for many people on many levels. All of us, we've all had some kind of reset at some stage through the year or throughout the year. And so we're going through a rest period now. We're recalibrating, we're realigning and aligning with our own rhythm. We're finding our own rhythm and flow. And that naturally happens at this time of the year, right? You go on holidays, you get out of your routine and, might, eat foods or indulge in things that you don't usually, and then we're recalibrating now. But it's very much to do with ancestral healing, family lineages, and connecting back to ourselves, connecting back to our own truth. And the water element really comes into this, which is beautiful today here I'm in Newcastle, New South Wales at the moment. It's just that light drizzly rain, and I've just put all my new plants out to get their rain. I just indulged in buying all beautiful plants for whenever I do have a house. And that rain with the full moon energy just feels really, it's got this frequency about it. I've just also left some water out under the full moon and in the rain. I've got a jug out there collecting the rainwater. So because it's Cancer as well, Cancer is the water element, and water is life. And the more we can put intent into our water, the higher frequency it can be. And with this full moon, I highly recommend getting a glass jar or a jug, or a bottle of water, and put it under the full moon tonight, throughout this afternoon and through the night. And then you're able to drink in that full moon energy, and you can taste it. You can taste the difference of full moon water. It's really invigorating, and it's a really high frequency. It's very hydrating, and it's got that beautiful healing energy of the Cancer energy in the water. So it's a really beautiful time to bless water and to bring that water element into our lives. If you can, swim in the ocean to cleanse yourself. I've just been very blessed to be up in northern New South Wales and got to really did some water blessings around the solstice. My mum's actually got a waterfall on her property, and it's just such a potent, powerful energy. Water is cleansing. We use water to clean ourselves physically, and if we can set water out with intention under the full moon, and then drink that in the next day or over the next few days, and allow that to cleanse us, allow it to help whatever intention you want to set under the full moon. But of course, the Cancer full moon energy naturally has with it helping to heal ancestral wounds, helping to heal any family or mother wounds. The Cancer is the full moon, so the moon and Cancer are the same. So now it's kind of enhanced that mother nurturing energy. So the other thing, it's the end of the year and we're stepping into the new year. The other thing we can do is create a daily self-care routine. If you're familiar with my work, I'm always honing on about creating a daily self-care routine, because or ritual is a better word that I like to use. If we can cultivate self-care, deep, radical self-care, self-love, self-nurturing, how healing and liberating this is. It fills up our cup so that we can step forth and give unconditionally to our family and to our society. If we're not nurturing and mothering ourselves, we become depleted, we become resentful. And particularly as women, we're already such selfless beings, we're already so nurturing and caring, and we can easily burn out ourselves. But if we can just spend a few minutes a day meditating, do some yoga, go for a walk, something for ourselves, massage yourself with warm oil, womb steam a couple of times a month, self-abdominal massage every day or a few times a month. So kind of, reaching out for these ancient wisdoms and how we can integrate these into our life to create a daily self-care ritual and to create a monthly self-care ritual. So aligning with the moon phases, what kind of rituals would you like to do around the full moon? What kind of rituals would you like to do on the new moon? And that's depending on where you are in your cycle as well. If you're menstruating right now on the full moon, your rituals are going to look a little bit different. But if you're ovulating right now, then your rituals will be more aligned with the full moon and that creative, fertile, manifesting, expressive energy. And that's very much the foundation of my work, is cultivating the full moon energy, or just the moon's energy, the moon phases, and our internal moon, where we are in our cycle. Is there the intention there to try and link up with the moon's energy so that we can live in harmony with the moon and have those rituals and routines according to the moon phase, and cultivate that powerful feminine essence and be able to express that through our work, and share that with our family and our community. So the moon is just the most powerful thing. I've got vivid memories of being a moon priestess in past lives, and just how much that's changed my life by connecting with the moon's energy and then being able to share that through my work. The other thing I'd like to share is I have my kind of ritual or routine or intention. I guess my intention would probably be the right word to use. Is I do 2 weeks internal work, 2 weeks of self-work, self-study, and that's when I'm premenstrual and when I'm menstruating. And then when I finish menstruating and when I'm ovulating, that's a very external time for me. I'm sharing, I'm creating, I'm expressing, I'm seen on this social platform. You don't see me the other times of the month, really. So for me, that's created a really nice balance in my life. It's created a really nice rhythm, and that has allowed my menstrual cycle to link up with the new moon and stay linked up with the new moon. I feel ancestrally that our ancestors, when maybe a couple of thousand years, when we were living more on the land, we were more connected with the moon phases, we were more connected with the seasonal phases, and we would have had this kind of routine and ritual intentions, rhythms, where we would have had that deep inward energy, where the tribe were more internal, and then more of that external energy. You can just imagine around the full moon time, dancing around the fire, and there would have been more hunting and gathering and celebrations, that more creative, fertile energy. And when you really cultivate that, when you really connect with that, you feel it and then you want to express it. So very grateful to have these social platforms to give me the opportunity to express and share when I'm feeling it. But yeah, the foundation of that little tangent was to create your own daily self-care ritual, create your own monthly self-care ritual according to where you are in your cycle, according to what the moon phases are. And if you need a bit of help with that, reach out, but you can check out my Instagram, TV. I've got quite a few rituals in there, like alternate nostril breathing, which is a really beautiful, very powerful practice that you can do every day to connect your mind and body, to calm your nervous system, and to enhance oxygen intake into your body. Daily self-fertility massage is a really beautiful practice to help your digestive system, detoxification of the liver, and to help it release any tension in your womb space. And we've got womb steaming, which I recommend doing twice a month, once you finish bleeding and just before you start bleeding again. And that's a really beautiful ritual. And castor oil packs is another one that I recommend if there's any clots or brown spotting or endometriosis or PCOS, any hormonal issues, any congested issues or any menstrual conditions. I highly recommend castor oil packs, and you can do that 1 or 2 times a month as a monthly self-care ritual. So yes, just wanted to connect back with the full moon energy, and we'll do a little bit of a meditation and maybe some chanting if you want to join me for that. So yes, Cancer energy, it's the mother energy, it's a family energy, so it can bring up mother wounds, family wounds, conditionings. The moon is shining light on these things to come up so we can heal, so we can have deeper understanding of self, So Cancer rules home, family, nurturing, emotional well-being, and it's time for radical self-care and reflection of self. And that's so that we can align with our own flow, our own sovereignty, be aware of our family conditionings. The moon is shining light on it, and to process that and heal it, and then step into our own alignment, into our own flow, and creating that intention for ourselves for the year to come. Radical self-care, radical self-care. Do whatever you can do without causing more stress. But, you know, whether it's getting up a little bit earlier and spending more time meditating and breathing before you get on with your day, or meditating and breathing before you go to bed, journaling before you go to bed, or journaling when you get up. Journaling is a beautiful way to process things. Journaling is a great way to just connect with your subconscious and allow whatever needs to come up. And things come up every day, and we can either suppress it or we can heal it. And journaling is a great way to do that if you can't afford to go see a therapist. Not that we all need therapists, but it's like, you know, talking to someone is one level of healing, but, you know, journaling's another level that we can do at every day. It's a certain level. It's maybe not as deep as talking to someone able to process things, but just noticing how we're being triggered and the mirrors that we have in our lives and why we've manifested them and what we can do to heal that inside ourselves. So yeah, and the question I wrote down when I tapped in with the full moon energy is, who were we, who were you, who was I before our family conditionings? What events happened through our lives, particularly before the age 7? What things happened in our family before the age of 7 that conditioned us to be who we are? What happened to create our thoughts, patterns, and beliefs? So something to contemplate, and also to contemplate how can we nurture and mother ourselves more. What self-care can you implement? How can you implement that self-care? Okay. I'm just going to light a candle, healing the divine feminine and the mother wounds, allowing each and every one of you to feel held, supported and nurtured by yourself, by the community, by your family, and understood. If we truly understand ourselves, we can be truly understood by others. That's, you know, quite often we have that separation. We see others as separate from ourselves, but in reality we are all connected. So whatever your perception of life is, your perception of someone else, it's actually your own filters. You create your own reality through your own filter. So something to contemplate if you're not aware of that yet. Okay, so let's do some meditating and breathing together. Okay, so this is one of my favorite things to share, because us modern women have too much energy up in our heads. We can be really logical, we can be really on survival mode, to doing, and there's too much energy up in our heads. And we need to move that energy down through our throat into our hearts, open up our hearts, and then breathe that energy down into our womb space, open up our womb space, and then breathe down into the center of the earth. So this downward flow of energy is called Apanavata in Sanskrit, in Ayurveda. This is the downward flow of energy. And this downward flow of energy cultivates elimination. So when we go to the toilet to eliminate toxins, everything comes in and then goes down and out. It also governs menstruation. our womb space, our uterus swells with blood, ready to nourish the fertilized egg. The egg doesn't become fertilized, and then the lining sheds. And as women, we're very blessed to have this. It's a very intense detoxification process, bloodletting, that we have each month to create more fresh oxygenated blood and more stem cells throughout our system. So with the menstruation, that needs a healthy flow of Apana to happen properly. That downward flow of energy needs to be flowing properly. If there's too much energy in the head, if there's too much energy going up or out, that downward flow doesn't happen properly. And that's when you'll find missed periods, painful menstruation, clotting, brown spotting, short flow, heavy flow. Any menstrual condition is an issue with this energy coming down and out. We also need healthy Apana energy for birth, for, you know, a birth to happen properly, and orgasmic, blissful births can be a possibility if that energy flow is happening properly. If there's not too much energy in the head, but there's energy in the heart and the womb space, and it's moving down and out, then a birth should be, you know, 4 to 5 hours and not painful. Might be intense, but not painful. What else have we got? The Apana menstruation, elimination, birth. That sounds about right. So yeah, just to recap on that, the lovelies who have just joined, too much energy in the head, not enough energy going down and out. Is that what causes the issue with elimination, menstruation, or birth? So we're just going to sit in a nice comfortable position. We're just going to do a little bit of breathing and visualization and moving that energy down and out. And this practice you can do, you don't have to be sitting down meditating. You could do it while you're driving with your eyes open. You could do it while you're cooking dinner, while you're walking, when you go out for a walk. It's a really beautiful practice to do while you're walking, just bringing in that mindfulness and moving this energy down and out. And this is the meditation, the breathing practice that I did with my birth for, 12 hours straight, something like that. And it just keeps you focused and keeps moving that energy down and out. So let's do it. Get nice and comfortable if you can. Someone's just said something, any advice for pregnancy? So early first trimester, I don't recommend doing this breathing practice. I would do it the other way around. If you're early pregnant, do it, breathe in through your womb space from the earth into your womb space, and then into the heart, and then out through the crown. Okay, so yeah, breathing up and out if you're early pregnant, because you don't want that, that Apana Vata, if that's really activated, that could potentially cause a miscarriage. I don't know, but it's good to have that bit of safety by breathing up and out. And I had to fly in my first trimester, which I recommend don't fly in your first trimester if you can avoid it. But I did that the whole flight, just kept breathing up and out, so that reversed the energy. All right, let's do it. So, nice and comfortable. We're breathing in through our nose and out through our nose, so closing down your mouth. Okay, so you can imagine the full moon sitting above you, up above you in the sky, nice, bright, beautiful, illuminating grandmother moon, beautiful Cancer, nurturing mother energy. Breathing that energy in through your crown to your heart space. And then exhale down through your body, through your womb space, down through the many layers of the earth to the center of the earth. And again, together, breathing in the full moon energy through the crown to the heart. Exhale down through the body, through the womb space, down to the center of the earth. Again, together, breathing in the full moon energy to the heart. Exhale down through the body, through the womb space, down into the center of the earth. So let's just do this another 3 times. Just nice, deep, slow, relaxed breaths. Just finding your own rhythm. Visualize, if you're a visual heart space, feeling it expand and soften and open. And sharing that open, soft energy with your womb space. And then exhaling down into the center of the earth. Okay, how does that feel? So much more grounded. Anytime we can mindfully use our breath, breathing in and out through the nose, it connects the mind and body. And there's something really powerful about that practice, you know, bringing in the full moon energy or just energy from the universe into our heart space. And, you know, heart space and our womb space are the most important places, our sacred spaces as women. Our heart space is where our love and compassion is. And our womb space is where all our creative, fertile energy is, where our intuition lies. So it's really important to share the energy and open and activate these. If everyone could be awakened in their heart space, if everyone was full of love and compassion, how different the world would be. If there's love and compassion, there's no blame, there's no jealousy, there's no hierarchy. There's just love and compassion. We have love and compassion for ourselves and love and compassion for all beings on the earth. I think that's really what we need to change the world. So yeah, it's a simple breathing practice just to connect back with yourself and to open and connect these areas, particularly as women, particularly as mothers. It's something that you can easily share with your sisters, with your community. Something, like I mentioned, you can do while you're breathing, you can do in the morning, you can do while you're walking, you can do it while you're at the gym, just activating that energy to the heart space, exhaling down to the womb space, and then down into the center of the earth. And how grounding it is. Does anyone have any questions? Thank you everyone who has joined, and yeah, just a blessing that I had a little bit of creative energy to jump on and share, and it's something that I want to try and do more regularly, kind of being offline as I've been packing up my life and moving interstate and moving here, there and everywhere. So yeah, just a quick recap for those who have joined. It's a really important time to align with your own flow, to find your own rhythm, to create your own daily daily self-care ritual and a monthly self-care ritual. It's a really important time, very powerful time for healing ancestral family wounds, patterns, beliefs, programming. And yeah, this year's been a great reset. We've really reset ourselves, our lives, and it's time to start re-implementing and creating the life that we want for ourselves. We can manifest and create our life the way we want it. To stop relying on hierarchy, to stop relying on systems, the government and the medical system, how corrupt that is, and the truth that's coming out. And really it's about empowering ourselves to create the life we want, but also empowering ourselves to be our own healers. We have all the wisdom of the earth, all the plant medicines, and we really need to take radical self-care, radical responsibility that we create our own life. We create our own experiences for healing so we can heal, learn and evolve. So that radical responsibility this is my responsibility to create the life that I want, the life that you deserve. So yeah, it's a very important time for reflection, for nurturing, for a deeper understanding of self. And yeah, ask yourself, who were you before you had family conditionings or conditionings from society? What beliefs and conditionings, patterns have been projected onto you that's not your true self? How can you release those to connect back with your original essence, your authentic self? And the full moon is a very powerful time to give thanks. So on the new moon, we release the dark moon, we release what's no longer serving us. The new moon, we plant our intentions, we plant our seeds, and the full moon is when they start to fruit. That creative, fertile energy starts to allow them to sprout. So even if things aren't going to plan or they're not blooming the way you thought they would bloom, we still want to give thanks for what's blooming in your life, for what's coming to fruition. I can never say that word. And yeah, just giving thanks, just grateful. Just the full moon is filling us up with gratitude even for the shadows that are being illuminated. Let's just really fill our heart space up with gratitude. So if you've got the time now to spend a bit of time reflecting and enhancing that grateful energy, doing some journaling, I give thanks for whatever you give thanks for. And you can cut that out of your journal and pin it up somewhere to remind you of what you are grateful for or what you want to be grateful for, what you need to spend more intention around being grateful for that you feel like you're not so grateful for or you want to be grateful for, or keep it in your diary. So part of a monthly self-care ritual is releasing what's no longer serving you on the dark moon, planting seeds, setting intentions on the new moon, and giving thanks on the full moon. So that's part of a monthly self-care ritual. Okay, so I'm going to do some chanting and drumming, and then I'll pick a card for you from my new deck that I got for Christmas off my mama. So I think this is an oldie but a goodie that some of you might know. It's I Release Control. So you're welcome to just close your eyes and listen, or if you'd like to join in wherever you are. I just feel this is kind of like the Virgo mantra, because Virgos like to really control. It's more of a subtle control, but they try to control themselves and their environment, but also so does Cancer. So I thought this would be a good one to do with the Cancer full moon. So yeah, I'm just going to get started, and you're welcome to join in wherever you are. Sing loud and clear if you know it. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that heals me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that heals me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that heals me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that heals me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that heals me. Deep breath into your heart space. Exhale down through your body, through your womb space, down into the center of the earth. Okay, and I'll just pick a card for you lovelies. I'm just at my brother's house, and you would have been probably hearing that thinking, what the hell is she doing? He's cool. Right, so this is a new deck I've got, Journey of Love. It's so beautiful. I'm all about textures and design, and they're like a beautiful matte deck with shininess. Okay, please help me pick a card that resonates with everyone watching this recording or on the call today. One jumped out to me, which I love. Riding the Cosmic Wave, number 60. Okay. You can be carried further by the cosmic wave than by your own efforts. Where you are going cannot be attained by effort. The effort, the discipline, prepares us for the leap, but after the leap, we are no longer sustained by our efforts, but by forces greater than us, the forces of love itself. You are stepping towards the edge, preparing to leap and let the cosmic wave of love carry you forward. You shall be moved through grace into the world awaiting you. This oracle brings a message. There is a time to work hard and a time to allow the fruits of one's labor to manifest, when one may be carried by forces set in motion, by the energy of life itself. You can let go and move further, reach farther with less effort. Now is the time to give yourself permission to stop paddling and instead just ride the wave. Give in, let go, and be moved. It's got a little poem or something here. Your spirit flies like the wind, warms like the sun, and watches like the sky. How wise the earth waiting for the moment to be touched. Beautiful. So yeah, my interpretation of that is, we can be really masculine and be doing all the time, and it's a time to really step into being. And when we really align with the rhythm of the earth and the moon cycles, we naturally are feeling into that ebb and flow. We naturally peak with our ovulation phase. We have more expressive creative energy. We have more energy to create and to manifest. And then we naturally wane and we go more inward. And, initially it might take a little bit of effort to connect with that energy. There might be things that you need to let go of in your life, more masculine ways of being, so that you can connect with that feminine flow. And then once you're in that flow, you're in that feminine flow, and you're connected with your intuition, you know what's right, you know what's wrong, you know when to do things and when not to do things. And that's that flow from the universe. And it kind of feels like swimming downstream rather than swimming upstream. There's not as much struggle. There's more flow, more ease and grace. And that's, that's what we want, more ease and grace in our lives, right? But sometimes initially it takes effort of changing, conscious effort to change what we need to change and to create what we need to create. And sometimes that change, that dissonance through that change can be a little bit more challenging, and there might be a bit of shadow work that has to come up through that process. But eventually we'll be in ease and grace and flowing through the life cycle. There's life cycles as well, seasonal cycles, moon cycles, and life cycles. So we can't expect things to be the same all the time, because we're always ebbing and flowing, particularly as women, and we need to accept and acknowledge that. So yeah, thank you so much for joining me. If this is the first time you've jumped on a live with me, you can learn more about the moon's wisdoms and our menstrual cycle through my e-course, the Shakti Code, which is a 7-week journey to menstrual well-being and optimal fertility through journeying. It's a 7-week journey through the moon phases. And there's lots of wisdom, ancient wisdom, that's shared throughout that 7 weeks. And yeah, it just feels so beautiful to have aligned with my life purpose and step into this flow, the ebb and flow of, like I mentioned, the 2 weeks internal, the 2 weeks out external, cultivates that real self-work and work for other, work for community, work for sharing. So that's with the new moon, which is, must be in a couple of weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks time. The new moon's in 2 weeks time today. So that'll be starting with the new moon, and such a powerful new moon with the new year to be taking radical responsibility and creating a daily self-care routine and creating a monthly self-care ritual. If you've got any questions anytime, please hit me up. I'll just double check to see if there's any questions. I'm in service to you, so please reach out at any time. And yeah, so beautiful to be on here sharing and connecting again. I'll try and jump on here as often as I can when I have the space. So yeah, thank you so much. Many blessings, full moon blessings, and yeah, please take the time to give thanks for whatever you need to be grateful for, and to become aware or put some energy towards some ancestral healing, family pattern healing, and radical self-care. All my love. Bye bye. Not sure how to end this. Okay, I'll end that one, and then I'm not sure how to end this one. Must be just the cross. Bye. Happy New Year to everyone.